On the green pastures of rural America, farmers are ready for a new day of work. They stuck with their horses, crossing the vast grasslands. Follow the footsteps of American farmers to explore the journey of raising and processing millions of horses. The first horses are believed to have appeared in America around 1493. By the 1920s, the number of horses in the United States is believed to have peaked at about 25.3 million horses. The image of American cowboys and horses has become a symbol of the Wild West. According to the latest USDA statistics, as of June 2022, the current number of horses in the country is approximately 9.2 million. The number of licensed horses on farms is about 450,000, with many different sizes. It is estimated that 21,000 foals are born on American farms each year. Texas is the state with the largest horse population in the country, with 930,000 horses. Next on the list is California with 650,000 horses and Florida with 500,000 horses. Horses usually breed in the spring from February to May when the weather is warm and horse food is abundant, which creates favorable conditions for the embryos and development of the horses in their mother's womb. A horse's estrus period lasts about 21 days, of which about 47 days is the time they are capable of conceiving. The average newborn foal weighs about 110 pounds, and they can stand almost immediately after being born. This is a healthy instinct of those who are accustomed to roaming the steppe. After giving birth, the mother horse will lick the foal to clean it and help it stand up. About 2 to 3 weeks from birth, foals are usually placed in separate stalls to avoid the risk of injury and infection. For complete warmth during development, the ideal temperature should be between 60 and 70 degrees F. A foal needs to drink 25 to 35 pounds of milk per day, which is equivalent to 30% of its body weight. After this period, the mother horse and foal can be taken outdoors to get used to the natural environment. Foals usually live with their mothers for about 6 to 8 months to learn how to eat grass and take care of themselves. This process is closely monitored by farmers. Because there have been many cases of foals being trampled to death by a herd of other horses when the mother horse was not healthy enough to protect her offspring. Caring for horses requires a deep understanding of nutrition because they eat a variety of grasses, herbs, and concentrates. To ensure energy balance, fiber and protein are important, especially on hot days. In addition to preserving quality to breed horses, American farmers regularly buy additional foals. In addition, they also provide them with a large and lush field. If pastures cannot produce enough grass year-round, farmers will have to pay between $400 USD and $500 USD per month to feed a horse. Like many other livestock species, building stables for horses also has many important effects in raising and managing the farm. Besides stables, farmers regularly groom them and keep them clean or provide them with medical care. Health is a condition to ensure that grazing activities take place smoothly. Farmers are practicing branding on their horses. This activity helps them easily control the horses and is also necessary to register with the local horse breeding management organization. This is a herd of horses in Nevada that every morning they will be released to pasture by the rancher. Their horses will roam freely. All the ponies will come along. As training, they are prepared for trips on the steppe. Currently in Nevada, there are about 78,000 horses raised on more than 3,000 farms of varying sizes. In addition, Nevada is also famous for having the largest number of wild horses in the country, with about 42,000 wild horses. In California, approximately 2.5 million acres of land are used for horse grazing. Every day, these horses will move to rivers and lakes to drink water. An adult horse will drink about 7 to 10 gallons of water per day. This is the process of moving a large herd of horses in California. At the end of April every year, farmers will move about 1,500 horses to other pastures to feed. Every day, an adult horse needs to be fed the equivalent of 2% of their body weight. Besides grazing on pasture, the rest of the horse's diet is a mixture of corn and soybeans. In addition, farmers also regularly prepare dry straw and hay in reserve, in case the weather is bad and they cannot go out to graze. In the late afternoon, farmers will drive their horses into a fenced area to rest and avoid attacks from some predators at night. Training is an extremely important activity for any horse. The training method begins with the smallest, gentle horses. They are trained to accept leashes and get used to human commands. In the past, when machinery had not yet developed, in some rural areas, horses were an important source of traction in agricultural activities. Big and strong horses are selected. The trailer's hitch is attached to their body. From here, horses can accompany farmers in the fields. Horses will assist farming families in transporting agricultural products. They replace machines to cut grass, till soil, plant and haul wood. When horses are trained to be obedient, they are ready to serve for sport riding activities and recreational hunting areas. The carriage is specifically equipped for transportation to the auction site. The horse auction process usually takes place on Saturday or Sunday, starting early in the morning and lasting until evening, creating favorable conditions for buyers and sellers. The price of each horse at auction usually ranges from $750 USD to $10,000 USD, depending on their quality and value. In addition, they will also be trained by farmers to graze livestock. Horses are considered fully mature when they reach 5 years of age. A number of horses from the farm will be sold to horse meat processors. However, horse slaughter is not common in America. Processing horse meat is a complex process and has many specific steps. All are to ensure food quality and safety. The first step in the process is to clean the horse. Workers perform expertly to ensure horses faint quickly and effectively. The next step is to peel the skin, and parts such as bones and internal organs are removed. This ensures that quality horse meat is portioned to suit the consumer's needs. Hundreds of thousands of tons of horse meat are consumed annually in countries around the world. Farmers earn billions of dollars from the horse industry's contribution to the economy. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations FAO, the total world production of horse meat is about 150,000 tons per year. Of these, Argentina is the largest producer, accounting for about 70% of the world's horse meat production. Horse meat consumption also varies between countries. In some countries, such as the United States and Canada, horse meat is not popular. But it is a popular dish in countries like Argentina, France, and Italy. The soul of the farmer is connected to the pasture and the horses. Their passion and dedication is demonstrated not only through the daily care of their horses, but also through the production of high-quality horse meat that meets market demand. Here, the story of the magic of the American prairie and the farmer's boundless love for horses ends. Black ash cheese, Humboldt fog and yogurt with 11 live probiotics. These are all world-famous American goat milk products. Creamy and easy to digest, goat milk has long been made into many specialties of this country. And although goat meat is twice as expensive as beef, demand for goat meat in the US has nearly tripled in just 2 decades. This is simply because it's delicious but super low-fat compared to other meats in the typical American diet. Though the US is the largest importer of goats, making a profit from goat farming here isn't easy. Many livestock were killed by coyotes in the past, and today their range is expanding at twice the rate of other carnivores in North America. So how do American farmers solve this problem? And how do they raise more than 2.5 million goats to meet this booming market? If you've ever visited a goat farm, you might be impressed by how friendly they are, like little dogs. But not all goats are like that. Male goats, or bucks, are rather aggressive and domineering. So farmers usually separate them from the herd, except in the fall from late August to early January, the goat breeding season. Female goats, or nannies, are pregnant for about 5 months. When their pelvic ligaments loosen up, farmers know they are about to go into active labor. With the farmer's dedicated care, the newborn baby goats and mama goat can finally relax. Goats have a high twinning rate, but according to studies, the average mortality rate for kids is 10 to 18%. An antibody-rich colostrum, which nannies secretes only in the first 36 hours after birth, is an essential nutrient to reduce this rate. The risk of death for nannies is also high. A few hours after giving birth, farmers must ensure that the placenta has been delivered completely. Otherwise, it can cause septicemia, meaning blood poisoning and even death. After about 8 weeks of bottle feeding, the kids are castrated to prevent inbreeding. Now, they gain at least about 0.3 pounds per day, but breast milk can no longer provide enough essential nutrients for this growth rate. So farmers have to take them out to pasture so that nannies can wean them. Unlike in the past, modern dairy goat breeds are crossbred to produce more milk. So their diet also requires more grains to provide enough energy, protein, and calcium. Just like other dairy animals, their milk flavor is what they eat. That's why Redwood Hill Farm in California, the first US goat dairy to be humane certified, grows its own feed for over 300 dairy goats. This has helped them preserve the delicious milk flavor, which is free from antibiotics and harmful hormones for the past 56 years. California has the most goat farms in the United States. And so, besides Redwood Hill Farm, there is also Cypress Grove Dairy with a herd of up to 1,400 dairy goats. Traditional hand milking is impossible with this large number of goats, so they have switched to a modern milking system called pit parlour. The first thing other farms usually do is disinfect the goats' udders with iodine. But at this farm, they play jazz music. They've tried different types of music, but this is the only type that the goats enjoy and don't startle when they're milked. This soft milking tube gently squeezes and releases, similar to how baby goats suckle. The milking process only takes a few minutes while they are nibbling on food and may not even realize they are being milked. Each year, this farm harvests about 6,000 gallons of goat milk. The freshly harvested milk is then cooled and transported to Cypress Grove's renowned creamery facility. Over the past 4 decades, tons of cheese have been produced here and shipped across the country. But Humboldt Fog stands out in the international cheese market as America's first soft-ripened cheese. Goats were first domesticated in the Fertile Crescent about 11,000 years ago. But it wasn't until the 17th century that they were brought to America by Spanish and English explorers. They are very good at adapting to different terrains and climates with their browsing habit. This means they prefer to eat tall plants over short ones, unlike other livestock. Therefore, traditional American farmers often apply this multi-species grazing model to both save feed costs and improve the quality of the pasture. Today, it is still practiced by many large and long-standing farms, such as White Oak Pasture in Georgia. With a large herd like this, farmers have to rotate pastures every 3 days because they eat so quickly. This also helps reduce the risk of worm infestation in goats. But this freedom also comes with a major risk: coyotes. You know, goats have very good eyesight, so they can go outside at night on their own. But this is also when coyotes go hunting. They often target kids or even lone adult goats separated from the herd. Hence, adequate fencing is always the first thing US farmers carefully install when raising goats. But as the number of goats killed by coyotes decreases, the goats themselves become the troublemakers. They are intelligent animals and constantly learn how to break fences and escape from pens. To stop them, many US farmers have started using electric fencing. This will give the goats a mild shock, only from 4.5 to 9 volts, which serves more as a psychological deterrent than physical harm. While this may increase the electricity bill, solar panels have helped reduce costs on large farms aiming for sustainability. Besides daily work, farmers also have to do many other jobs on the farm to ensure the best development of the goat herd, such as building shelters from the rain and cold so they don't get sick, trim their hooves regularly so they don't get sore feet or hoof rot. But that's not all. US goat farmers still have to do a rather controversial job, which is hunting coyotes. And more than 67 coyotes can be found in one night on this farm. In 2015, 83,000 goats died under the sharp teeth and lightning-fast reflexes of coyotes. This number accounts for a whopping 65% of the total goats that died that year. According to National Geographic, the US kills over 476,000 coyotes each year, but still can't control their numbers. This animal is thriving in 49 out of 50 states and also gradually heading toward the western US. So in addition to hunting, guard dogs, such as Anatolian Shepherds or Great Pyrenees, are also professionally trained by farmers to protect the farm. They do this job very well. Many farms also keep donkeys and llamas because they are naturally alert, know how to defend themselves when in danger, and are loyal to the goat herd. These protective measures have ensured that these meat goats grow up healthy. When they are about 8 to 9 months old and weigh 60 to 80 pounds, they will be sent to a humane slaughterhouse. Here, they are stunned and quickly bled to minimize stress. Some processing plants may use scalding and dehairing methods to improve carcass hygiene. After removing organs and cleaning, The carcasses are graded and inspected based on fat and muscle content. Then they are chilled to prevent bacterial growth. Finally, they can be cut into pieces, packaged and distributed to the market and consumers. In 2022, the US exported $1.47 million of goat meat and imported $128 million, mainly from Australia. Therefore, there is still a great demand for goat meat in the country. And that's how the goat farming industry in the US has developed sustainably over the years.